canal, it was just lined with machine gun nests and all, and we'd holler back and forth, "Where are you from?" And they'd tell them, and "Where are you from?" They'd say the Bronx in New York. They'd have a certain accent, you know, and it was pretty much fun. We went by one little place that was built kind of a dock out into the canal, and there was a man out there fishing, and he'd just drop that bait down and pull up a fish. Take it off, make sure the bait was fixed, drop it down. He caught about 15 fish while we're just easing by there, you might say. And when we got on the west side of the Panama Canal, there was a leak in the waters, looked like oil. And so they stopped off at a dock, a repair place, and they worked on that ship, and they let us off so that we could stretch our legs up around Guantanamo Bay Fort or settlement or naval base, whatever. And then we got back on it at the dock there. Natives were selling bananas, and they had some bunches of bananas, great big bananas and everything, and they were about 10 or 15 cents for a big old bunch like that, you know. So I thought I'd buy one and share with all my buddies. They said, no, you don't get that. Said, those are cooking bananas. Said, they're no good. Well, so I didn't get any.
Okay.
But anyhow, after we got back on the ship, you could look down in the water and you could see snakes swimming around, and some of them had colors on them, just like these coral snakes, red, white, and black. And some of the fellows said they're poisonous, just like our poison snakes in the mainland. So anyhow, we got that ship repaired and started out on the Pacific there, and we were just doing fine. And about that time, a storm hit, and that ship would go way down in the valley and then way back up on top of the wave. You'd think you was up on top of a little hill or mountain. We all got seasick again. And finally we made it through that storm, and then we washed our clothes by tying them on a rope and letting it drag behind. And then about that time, the captain of the ship made a big announcement on it. Says, "No more washing your clothes, dragging them on that rope." Says, "You're slowing this down too much." So we had to quit that. And then some of the naval crew would let a little raft out on the waters, and after it got so far away, they would fire their guns at it. And they said they were target practicing. And then one day, we were zigzagging, just going there which way, and so they said it was because they thought there was a Japanese submarine around there. So we was trying to throw them off course, whatever. But anyhow, one morning we woke up, and you looked out, and that water was just completely level, just like a big parking lot. You just wanted to climb out and go out there and walk around on it. I'd never seen anything like that in my life. And so they said that was why Balboa named it the Pacific. That means peaceful. So I don't know. And so then we landed at New Caledonia. And that was a distribution and processing place. I was a replacement. All of us on those 1,500 troops were going to be replaced to different divisions over there. And so they did the paperwork there. And then about a week or so, they sent me to New Zealand to join the 43rd Division.
Okay.
It was originally a National Guard division out of Vermont, and it was down there on maneuvers in New Zealand. And we crossed the date line, of course. We got down there, and that would be in about June or July, and it was winter in New Zealand. Snow was on the ground, and we were out there, had camped out, and
Sleeping on the ground?
in the what?
Sleeping on the ground?
Yes, and I got a little touch of frostbite on my heel, and it was. I didn't ever have any big trouble from it or anything, but I could tell the difference and all. And all of our khaki clothes, we had to turn those in, and they issued us wool overcoats and wool clothing and all. And so we stayed there till about October. We stayed there from a month or two and finished up the maneuvers. And we were allowed to hitchhike rides on jeeps and army trucks and all to go to Auckland, New Zealand, and go to town there. And I remember they had lots of sheep raising, and they had a lot of dairies, milk, and they'd bring that milk to the camp in big old 10-gallon cans, and they wanted you to drink all you could. And we learned a bit about their original natives, the Maoris, and it seemed like to me when you walk on the ground in New Zealand, it kind of gave, and they said that's because a lot of it was lava rock and all, and it was just a different feeling, you might say. But I liked New Zealand just fine. And then they said from there, it was time to move out, and we went to New Guinea and set up camp right on the edge of the ocean there. It was in a coconut grove. And what they were doing, they were planning to, MacArthur was planning to return to the Philippines. And in the meantime, our squad was sent up into the hills around. It was what was called the Atapi or Atapi operation, and we were sent up around the hills up there to search out the Japanese and all, and we'd be gone about a week, and we'd walk to this one village. We'd walk for a day and stop at this one village, and then our leader would stop there, and they'd send another guide, to lead us to the next village. And on that, one day we went by a village, and it seemed to be kind of abandoned, and there was a lady out there having a baby on the in front of a little, looked like a grass lean-to or shed or whatever you want to call it, and she had already delivered just 5-10 minutes before we got there, and